So we're going to do this Cadillac radio. This is an 02 DeVille. We're going to yank out this stereo and we're going to be putting in this here Pioneer. It's a 3600, and I'm also doing this steering wheel control, so I'm going to get to that right now. So first thing I'm going to do is just pop up this panel. This thing's seen better days, that tool, so I won't use that one. All these are just pop out kind of clips, and that's pretty much how the bezel comes out. It's just these little clips. Sometimes they stay in the car. As you can see, one here is missing. It's still right there, so we'll eject that later on when we do the wrap up and reinstall all this stuff. And another noteworthy thing is that this radio here has got the theft lock, so when you disconnect power from this thing permanently, you will need the code. If you have to reprogram this thing and put it back in there, power it up, you need that. So that's another thing. Now, back in here, most stereos are held in with screws, of course, but this one is a little different. It's kind of got like these like squeezy clips. So you're gonna have to back way out because I'm gonna have to get in there. This is hurting me like I don't even want to know. Ow! You bastard. That's coming. Just take your time. Okay. Once I pull this out, you see what I'm talking about. See these weird side clips that this Cadillac has? You just have to kind of pry them down so that way it unlocks from the dashboard right there. Then once you get it out, it'll give you a little fight, and I'll show you exactly why. There's a little rubber nub, and that kind of goes into that portion of the dash right there. So it does two things. It keeps this thing from squeaking, and it also is there to give you a hard time when you have to pull your radio out when you want to put a new one in. That's the job of this thing right here. This here is what you see, the stereo cavity, so to speak, when you pull out the stock unit. It's real straightforward. You got a mini GM antenna plug here. So when you do this job, you're going to need a step up. So this is going to be a mini GM, which is going to plug into that guy, and it's going to bring it up into a standard universal male size, which is used for most aftermarket applications as you know, as usual. This guy here, this cajillion pin harness, there's a metric harness which I'm using, which is a 70-2001, and this female is going to plug right into the male side like so, and that's really the extent of the wiring. This, and of course the steering wheel interface, which we're going to get into in just a moment. So before I go ahead and install this, I have to mount this steering wheel interface, and I have to have it underneath the driver's dash area because I have to connect the control wire, which is a data wire, comes from the steering column, into this, and subsequently you also have to program it. Now if you're watching this playlist from part 1 when I prepared the system previously, that's great, but if you're not, I'll throw up a link so that way you can watch it. But however, if you're not interested in watching how I prepared this thing in advance, let me just show you a couple things. Read your manuals. And when I say read your manuals, there's a lot of manuals to be read. So this one here suggests that you have this thing set on a certain number prior to programming, and this one called for programming number 7, and here is the program switch. So you see, when I put my radio in my dash, you don't want to lock it in and screw it down because you'll never have access to this. So my plan is to run this out underneath the driver's dash area, leave this thing accessible, grab my wire and program it, and then I'm going to button up everything. Okay, so the next step is I'm going to put in the steering wheel adapter, like I was explaining. This one here is going to get wired into a connector right here underneath by the steering column, which I'm going to show you. First things first is to get this under dash panel out. Cadillac's very straightforward, as you can see. It also helps when the panel's been pulled out about 100 times before you too. So this here has two 10 mils, so I'm going to pull those out. Once I drop this down, there's the plug that I'm going to need to access to connect my steering wheel interface into, and the rest is pretty smooth sailing. To make my life a little easier, I'm going to snake this harness for the steering wheel adapter through this back area. And hopefully it's going to come out the other side. Now, down here I have my plug, which is going to go right there to my adapter, and this green wire is the one that's going to connect into this harness, which I'm going to show you as illustrated in the manuals. Don't underestimate these manuals. When they say put it here and it's there, it's, by golly, it's there. So this here is there, going up to the regular dashboard area. I'm just going to take this as a precaution. I'm just going to plug these two together so that way they stay put. So when you're doing this, like I'm doing a pack, these made by Pack. So what you do is just go to pack-audio.com, you download your schematic for your vehicle. It'll show you exactly, like if your vehicle is with temp controls on the steering wheel, which mine is, you follow this instruction. It tells you the wire where it's at, how to connect it, which loops need to be set, how to program it, and that's it. It's pretty straightforward. So from here on in, it should be pretty straightforward. So here you go. There's a new Pioneer in there. Steering wheel controls. You see, does that stuff. Looks good. Just got to change the color.